The European Union and Armenia agreed on a new strategic agenda for the EU-Armenia partnership. This step, a change in our relations, will support democratic reforms. It will bolster economic resilience. It will strengthen the rule of law and enhance security cooperation. We also welcome that a visa liberalization action plan was put forward. All of this contributes to Europe's broader objective, first of all, to strengthen our cooperation across the board, and I'm so confident that our parliaments will continue to play a leading role in bringing your country closer to our union. In that spirit, we look forward to continuing our exchanges at next week's EU-Armenia Parliamentary Partnership Committee, as much as we look forward to participating in the upcoming European Political Community meeting in which I will be present in Yerevan in June. In recent days, also with events unfolding in Iran, Armenia has become a vital humanitarian corridor, so I would like to thank you, as I've just done in our bilateral meeting, for facilitating the evacuation of European nationals. Thank you very much, dear Prime Minister. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Honourable Madam President. It's a great honor for me to be hosted here by you. As you said, this is the house of democracy. From time to time, we do feel the need and necessity to come back to the house of democracy, to compare our democratic reform and to cross-check our democratic reform watch with the house of democracy clocks watches, to become assured that our democratic reform progress is on the right track, moving at the right speed in the right direction. And of course, for us, it is a great honor that on the path of democratic reforms, we are enjoying the support of the European Union and the European Parliament. And in my speech today, I will have the opportunity to share with you the progress in the last 2.5 years on topics that we had the opportunity of discussing earlier. The most important thing, as I said during our meeting before this, is that in 2025, the law on launching the process of Armenia's accession to the European Union was adopted and became effective. It opens a new historic chapter in the relationship between Armenia and the European Union. It is a new incentive for us to continue the democratic reform progress. As you pointed out, Armenia and the EU adopted the new strategic agenda, which elevates our relationship to a new level. We are currently actively negotiating the topic of visa liberalization. In the meantime, the Republic of Armenia has also received support through the European Peace Facility. The EU Civil Observation Mission continues to operate in Armenia, the role of the mission is hard to overestimate. And more broadly, our high-level political dialogue continues on the levels of the executive, the legislature, and civil society. It is taking place, and I'm glad to note that we have quite a broad agenda of economic cooperation as well. I want to once again thank you for this invitation and for this opportunity. And I'm looking forward to hosting you in Yerevan in early May, for the European Political Community Summit.
Thank you. Armen Press, Armenian news agency. President Metsolai, my question is for you. Taking into account European Parliament's outstanding and continued support for Armenia's democracy, does the European Parliament envisage any possibility of expanding its on-ground presence in the country in order to strengthen engagements with all political parties and promote inclusive dialogue with all parties? Thank
Thank you very much for this question. First of all, both in my remarks and also the Prime Minister's, I think what you can see in common is that there is a very strong commitment to deepening ties with the European Union. We welcome Armenia's steadfast commitment from parliament to parliament, in our case political dialogue, but also going further with regards to security, trade, regional connectivity. We really want to boost our cooperation, and we have been saying this in this House for many years. Our relations with Armenia have increased significantly in step pace to the ambition of Armenian friends in the last months, and we will continue to strengthen our engagement. This is why we wanted to invite the Prime Minister here today as just a first step during this mandate. We will have next week a meeting of the EU-Armenia Parliamentary Partnership Committee. We also have the very first ever EU-Armenia Summit in May, in addition to the European Political Community meeting. As regards our presence on the ground, these are decisions that we take in the Bureau of the European Parliament. We took a few months ago a decision to inaugurate a presence and office in Moldova last November. The mission of this is to cover the entire eastern neighborhood, including Armenia. So I really want to make sure that with this message, we have a firm commitment to all our Eastern Partnership friends.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Regarding ongoing engagement with the European Union, could you please outline what is the next step and the possible timing in terms of EU-Armenian integration? And additionally, given the current situation in terms of security in the region, does Armenia plan to intensify his collaboration with Europe on defense, including, for example, the participation on programs such as SAFE? And are you in talk with any European partner at the moment to enhance their security support to Armenia in the region? Thank you.
You see, in the field of security, we already have cooperation with member states of the EU in military technical field. We have cooperation with France, as I pointed out already, through the EU's peace facility. Twice already we received support from the European Union, and overall we cooperate with the EU in the regional context. The recently established peace with Azerbaijan creates an opportunity for us to expand our cooperation with the EU, also in infrastructure projects. In answer to your question, I want to point out a subtlety which is often discussed recently within Armenia as well. When we say security, generally, often people understand it as weapons and ammunition and army and special services and operations and so on and so forth. And for a very long time, for 30 years, we've had this perception. But the main challenge which I see and the main change of perception which I see is as follows. In Armenia too, people speak a lot about security guarantees. For me, now it's obvious that the only guarantee of security is peace. There is no more reliable guarantee than peace. The second layer of the security guarantee is cooperation, interdependency, economic cooperation, and mutual benefits. Because, of course, as I said already, we have now also wide military technical cooperation with the US and a number of European countries, something we never had in the past. Nonetheless, understanding that the development of the army is very important, and for any sovereign country, it's not only a right but also an obligation. Our perceptions of security are transforming over time. They're changing from military more towards political and diplomatic, and I think that We should emphasize this logic more. Within Armenia, too, when I speak about this, I say the army is, for us, not an instrument of security, but the security backup. If suddenly, under any circumstance, the primary instruments for peace do not work, peace, cooperation, engagement, and so on.
Thank you. You speak Armenian here as well, huh? Okay. Good afternoon to you all. Good morning, just 2 minutes away from afternoon. Warm welcome, dear Prime Minister Pashinyan. It is truly a great pleasure to welcome you again to our House of Democracy. Thank you for joining us today, and I very much look forward to your address before our plenary in a few moments. Let me begin by saying this, that when Europe looks to Armenia, we see a friend.